everybody. So I am here with Jen of Reptacular Ranch, and she is letting me hold all of her creepy crawlies. So let's see what we got. All right, so this is Jen and her puppy Rocky. And this is a red mead
tarantula.
And this is from Mexico,
you said? It is. There she is. Mm-hmm. Now, she just molted recently, so she's a little
extra
sensitive.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so pretty. All right. Oh my gosh, you guys. So what does this feel like? This feels like nothing. I can feel little pricks from her claws. And but she feels like God, like a cotton gauze with a little bit of electricity on the end.
That's a great description.
That's so cool. And she's just gonna climb right up my shirt. And so whenever you're working with animals of any kind, you always want to be calm, especially if you are scared of something. The more scared you are, the more scared they're going to be, and the more they're going to react. So I'm being very calm, and she's just like, hey, whatever. And you can see I have my Jedi shirt on. But I don't care, because I know that she's not going to bite me. And she gets handled often here. But look at, isn't she so beautiful? How cool is that? All right, see, she'll walk over to me again. Hi, aren't you just the most beautiful thing? So Jen's helping me out because I'm holding the camera and I don't want her to fall. That would just be awful. But I'm gonna flip it around and show her a little bit more. I wanted to focus on her a little bit. Oh wow, look at, oh, she's giving me little fangs. Can you see her little face right there? And she's kind of reaching with her front claws. And then we've got our thorax and our abdomen. And then on the tail end right there, I believe that's called the spinnerets.
They are.
And she just pooped on me. And nothing like being pooped on. So those spinnerets on the back, let's see if we can, will she show us too? That's what they use to make their webs with. And it's impressive that they have like a never-ending supply of webbing in that little tiny body, all that webbing. Now, are these guys tunnel nesters?
Yes, burrowers.
Burrowers, yeah. That's what I want to say.
They are.
And what are some things that would eat this?
As an adult, nothing too much because, I mean, they're pretty big. When they're spiderlings, it's a lot easier for any kind of insectivore to eat them. You name it, lizard, mammals, birds, because at the end of the day, they are arthropods. So
they are prey critters.
Yeah.
And
in this form, especially because of those urticating hairs, not too many things would want to mess with a tarantula this size.
She's so pretty. All right, so that is the red mead Mexican tarantula.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Jen.
Yeah. On camera, on cue.
All right, check these guys out. These are Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Oh, did you hear it? Did you hear it? Oh, that's why they're called the hissing cockroach. All right, so you want to know if I'm going to hold this guy? Yes, I am. And Jen's going to help me out because I'm holding the camera.
We're going to do 1.
Oh my gosh, you guys.
2.
So what do they feel like? They don't really, like,
3.
I can feel their little feet, but they don't really feel like much.
So you have 2 boys and 2 girls.
And how do you tell them apart?
So males will have these little tiny horns on top of their heads. They're females, it's a lot more flat.
Oh, look at that. Learning something new today. So next time I go to the Natural History Museum, I'll be like, that's a boy and that's a girl. And they're going to be all impressed. But how cool are these guys? Oh, don't fall.
Don't let them deceive you. They can be pretty quick, but because they get handled so much, they just need to like realize that they're not going to hurt them.
Okay. And then, do these guys fly?
They don't.
Okay. Because
So
there are
they're-
some cockroaches that do, right?
There are. So that their defense mechanism is that hissing that they're making.
Mm-hmm.
So all together, hello.
Gotta see the face behind the voice.
I know, but behind the cockroaches, altogether, it sounds like a big snake, right? If you would come across,
Yeah, absolutely, a bunch of them.
a bunch of them, it sounds like a big predator. But little do you know, it's just a bunch
It's
of
just
these
this
little
little
guys.
thing. And what eats these guys?
Anything, everything,
Whatever can catch 'em.
Yep. Great
Whatever mouth
protein.
they will fit into. And guess what else eats these guys? People.
Yeah, it's
I
great
don't think
protein.
that I would, but whoop. That's all right. He's okay. He said I had to
like,
go for it.
I'm making a break for it.
All right, so those are the Madagascar hissing cockroaches. Woohoo! Exciting. So this is Dumpy. Gumby. And Gumby is a...
Australian Dumpy's tree frog.
Okay, did you get that? An Australian Dumpy's tree frog. And his name is Gumby?
Gumby.
Gumby, okay.
And Pokey, remember?
Yeah. I just was making sure you weren't doing a play on the word there. And
So you were asking a lot of like what kind of animals would eat, like
Look
the
at his
cockroaches,
eyes.
things like that. So these are some example. This is an example of a predator that might eat cockroaches, other types of insects, smaller mammals, other frogs.
so what does he feel like, you guys? He feels cold. And because they are not warm-blooded. And so they can't regulate their own body temperature. So they're going to be a little on the colder side.
Okay, good. Let me get a little.
And he's like, your hand is nice and warm. He feels kind of like wet sandpaper a little bit. And very interesting. But he doesn't feel slimy. Now you can see he's very shiny on his skin, right? But it's not slimy. It's just a nice... Your bird just said hi to us.
Really?
Hi, baby. But look at how beautiful he is. How cool is that? So yes, I will hold an Australian Dumpy's tree frog. Look at his eye. So these guys are nocturnal.
Yes, they're nocturnal.
So they would have bigger eyes like this in order to see better at night because there's very little light. If you only have the moon maybe that night to see by, you're going to need to be able to see more with whatever little light is there, and then hence the big eyeballs. Now, does he have the tongue that comes out and swats?
No, not that typical like the tongue that everyone thinks about. It's a big enough mouth. It's just
So
it
he
looks
just
like our tongue.
grabs things
Exactly.
that comes close enough
Exactly. He waits for them to get close enough and bam, quick.
and just snatches
As
them.
long as it can fit in his mouth, he's game for it.
So what do you think, guys? Do you think that cockroach would fit in his mouth? I think so. I think he wants to give you his better side. So let's look at a frog butt. Whoa! Never get to see that. And look at those little legs and his little toes. So see how his toes are kind of like suction cups? That is going to help him be able to climb and stick onto leaves and trees and whatever else he might be on. Where are they found? Are they like
So they're
tropical?
arboreal. Yeah, they
Okay.
are. And just like you said, so he, just like the name says, a tree frog. So he is found up above trees.
Okay.
That's where all those little suction cups, like you were
Look
saying,
at his face. Look how cute he is.
way better side.
He's like, oh, your hand is so comfy warm. Oh, he just had a little dirt right there. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of in love with this guy, you guys. He's super cute. All right, we're going to put him back. We got a couple more critters to introduce you to. So these are blue fainting beetles.
Right there.
And can you see him right there? He's kind of like a grayish color.
But we'll see if they'll play dead for us since they're used to being.
So one of their defenses is to play dead.
Yeah, he won't do it. He's like, I know you're not going to do anything to me, so
I feel safe. So we're
Yeah.
going to just support here.
But still part of the arthropod family, so they're insects or bugs.
So, and most insects except for spiders have 6 legs, and they have their head, their thorax, and their abdomen. And so how many legs do you see on this one? 6. And then you see his little tiny head, and he's got 2 little antennae in the front there. our antennae, and it won't zoom. Focus. And then he's got two, it looks like little mandibles,
yep.
like way in the front there. And sorry guys, it doesn't want to focus. There we go. And then two big eyeballs on the sides of his face there. And wow, just what a beautiful critter. Where do these guys come from?
Now these guys are found in like Arizona.
Okay.
So they're desert.
So you could actually travel to Arizona and trip around in the desert and go look for these guys.
Yeah.
Probably better to find them at night.
Yep. Exactly.
And then any desert in particular, or?
Nope. They're just found throughout the West.
Okay. Could we find these in California?
Not in California.
Okay. So not even like bordering along. Okay. But what a cool little thing. So these are the blue fainting beetles. Look how pretty he is.
And like I said, it's pretty cool to see them play dead. But he
trusts us so much that he doesn't want to. And
they feel so dainty and delicate, don't they?
Yeah, they really do. So, talking about how things feel, I can feel his little toes going across the hairs of my skin. And that's probably the only reason why I know he's there. Other than that, whoop, it's all right. He's okay. And it happens. And the cool thing with bugs is they have this really hard exoskeleton that they can handle stuff like that. I mean, can you imagine? They fall out of trees all the time. And so falling from the short height of my hand here is nothing for them. And but what a cool critter. All right, so we're gonna put him back, and we got some other amazing things to see. Okay guys, so this is what's his name?
Red Tegu. His name is Red Bull.
His name is Red Bull, and he's a red tegu lizard. And he's found in...
he's a South American species, like Argentina.
Okay.
Think of forest type of environment.
Okay.
And they are third cousins to like a Komodo dragon, since everyone knows what a Komodo dragon is. Yeah. But he's full grown. He's going on 14 years. So he's considered an old man.
How old do they live?
15 to 20.
Okay. So look at he's already falling asleep.
I know. Now we'll get a lot of questions like what is this situation going on? Big cheeks.
What is that?
It's a sexual dimorphism. So big cheeks means male, no cheeks means female.
Okay.
The bigger the cheeks, the more impressive he is for the lady.
The girls go, we like the big cheeks.
And he is impressive.
And look at that. And so he's got his little tongue. Is it a split tongue, a forked
It
tongue?
is.
Okay, I can see it. So, like snakes, they are, and correct me if I'm wrong, he's kind of like testing the air and smelling what's around him and
exploring his environment.
Is there something tasty out there that I want to go eat?
Now he's an omnivore, unlike monitor lizards. So he eats fruit, he eats meat, he eats a little bit of everything. Yeah, he could eat the cockroaches that we just saw earlier.
He could probably eat the frog we saw earlier.
Yep.
Pretty much everything we saw earlier would fit in his mouth and he would eat it. Yep. Whether they would taste good or not is a whole nother story, but man, is he gorgeous. Look at the coloring on him. And how does he feel? He feels kind of like really rough plastic, but like warm. And warm because he's been under a heat lamp. Because he's also cold-blooded, correct?
Right.
Like the frog was.
Yep.
So they can't regulate their body temperature.
Right.
So when it gets cold, they need to find a place to warm up.
That's right.
And if it gets too hot, they need to go find a place to cool down.
Exactly.
Do they burrow then?
They do. They are burrowers.
Okay,
yep.
So that would be a way to cool down, is to bury yourself into the ground where it gets a little cooler. And
now, a lot of people don't realize this, but they have also become an invasive species in Florida. Just like the Burmese python, a lot of things are released out there, and because Florida is so perfectly humid and warm.
And the Everglades is like Florida tropical jungle out there.
Yep, so they are now doing really, really well. Sorry.
Rocky's, her dog is like looking for lizards up there, but not this lizard. On him. Wow, he's so beautiful. Now, I see like on the top of his nose, it looked like he maybe had molted a little bit. So that's just a little leftover skin.
A little
there.
leftover, yep.
So lizards, like snakes and many other animals, even that tarantula we saw, and butterflies when they're caterpillars, in order to get a little bit bigger, because they're constantly growing, they will shed their skin. And do these guys, does it come off kind of in sections, or
In
kind
sections.
of rub it off?
Yep, it comes off in
Like
most
starts at the
lizards.
head?
Not necessarily. It's all throughout their body.
Okay.
The coloration, like right now, it's super nice, brightly red. It becomes very opaque, cloudy looking, exactly just like his nose. And then it just starts falling off throughout in sections.
So, are these ear holes then?
They
on
are.
the side?
Yep.
So
Where
can
are
you
they?
guys see what I'm seeing? I
Right
see it really
here.
good on my side.
Yeah.
So
those
that's
are
how
ear
he kind of
holes.
hears the world around him.
Yeah.
He's such a good lizard. Do these guys have teeth?
They do.
Okay.
He's pretty good at showing. Can you show him your teeth, please? Oh, let me see.
Oh, and
There
look at
he
that
is.
tongue.
Oh, hold on. It's not.
Not quite there.
No, it did. He did it. It's just the focus.
Oh, the focus is bad. I can back him
Yeah.
up a little bit. He's like, this is just so lovely.
Can you show them your mouth? Sure. Oh. There
And-
we go.
Looking at him from this angle, he looks like a cobra.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. All right, well, he's getting a little heavy for me. He's probably like 10 pounds or something. And so we're going to go ahead and put him back, and we got one more
Alrighty.
for you guys to meet. All right, so I videotaped like 2 seconds too late where he hissed and wiggled into my ear. And so he's... I'm a white girl, so white girls go red when we get choked a little bit. So he's doing what pythons do, and he's constricting, but he's not constricting to choke me out. He's
As you get purple,
as
then
he's constricting to but he's not. He's just, this is how they move, and it just so happens that my neck is not as strong as a tree branch, but this is what he would do if he's gonna eat somebody. So Jen's gonna help me, because we don't want to give him the opportunity to actually enjoy me. Though I am not something that he's going to want to eat, because I am too big for his mouth. Even though snakes have the ability to unhinge their jaw, and that is how they are able to dump as much into their mouth as possible. They literally, this part right here opens up like triple, quadruple. It literally just comes apart, and they can suck down big, huge beasties. Now he's probably eating, you guys aren't gonna like this, rabbits.
Yeah.
And big things like that. So anything that size. And he's a predator. He's also a meat eater. So things that are meat are things that are gonna get eaten. Chickens, rabbits. In the wild, he's probably eating birds, other mammals.
And a big enough meal can allow him to survive anywhere from 6 months to a year.
Wow.
So here they get fed frequently, just because we do what we do, and there's no need for them to go that long. But in the wild, they can go a pretty long time with a big enough meal.
Absolutely. And you don't want them to be too hungry when they're working with people, because you don't want to have them be aggressive because they're hungry, And so if they've got a full belly, they're going to be more willing to want to play and hang out and just check out their environment. And he is, now tell me again, he's an albino Burmese python. So the difference between a python and a boa constrictor?
Different parts of the world, different species. There's also different types of pythons. This one just happens to be an Asian species, and they are among the larger type of snakes.
Okay.
A full-grown female might get to be about 20 feet, 200 pounds. And then normally in the wild, they won't be this brightly yellow color. They're going to be a dark green color that will give them the option or the ability to camouflage. In the jungle.
Yep. So this color obviously is going to stand out, and things that would eat snakes would see him so easily and he'd be gone. So he wouldn't even make it to this size in the wild, and because he'll probably be more of a white color. and when he's younger. Whoa. And things will eat him. Hawks will eat him. Birds will eat him. He's being very I love him. Look at that. He's so cool. And so he won't even make it to this size in the wild. But because the human pet trade, us people like this color because it's unique and it's rare. We actually, there's snake breeders that breed for this. Mm-hmm. And there's rosy pythons that can be more of a pinkish reddish color. Mm-hmm. And, you know, there's rainbow pythons mm-hmm. that are just, those guys are pretty. Different so they've mutated the brown typical color to all these fun colors because that's what people like. They like fun colors and they'll pay a lot more for fun colors. And so I just tickled him and he's like, oh, don't do that. But can you see how his muscles got tightened up right here? Because he was like, ooh, that tickled. But anyway, so this is our Burmese python.
Sunny D.
Sunny D. Fitting name. Like, peace out, everybody.